Now moving on to the Centigraphe. So a lot of things that I like about this version of the watch. So I've had a few of the Centigraphs on full bracelets, but those come in 42mm and wear pretty big, but this version that they put on a strap is 40mm, a little bit more of a wearable size in my opinion. But the one thing I want to draw attention to is this chronograph system. So it's not controlled by typical pushers. They call this a rocker system. All right, so we push the button and then you can see that top left subdial, which counts 1/100th of a second, and then top right subdial is counting single seconds, and then that bottom subdial is counting minutes. Something that someone pointed out to me before is when you look at the 100th of a second counter, it's kind of jumping around in increments rather than doing a smooth sweep. So you think to yourself, how would it count 1/100th of a second if it appears to just be stopping every 10th of a second or so? But the way to think about it is imagine a fan is spinning and you just stick your hand into it and stop the blade wherever your hand stops it. That's what happens when you stop the chronograph. Although it does appear to be jumping over the same numbers over and over, when you stop the chronograph, it can stop at any single number. But at the end of the day, this is mechanical art. It's not something that you're supposed to be using for precise timing. If you really needed to count down to 100th of a second, you're better off with an electronic timer. So this rose gold version with the silver dial is a very rare variant. If you go online, you can't find a single one for sale. On Chrono24, there's a rose gold version with a salmon dial asking $320,000. For this piece, we're going to be asking $280,000. If you are someone who's interested, just so you know the full details, this piece doesn't have its original box papers. However, it does have a certificate of authenticity directly from FP Journe, as well as service record from 2022. And brand aside, it also comes on one of the coolest straps I've ever seen. It's almost like this felt texture on the outside, leather on the inside. It's one of those straps that just has no break-in period. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, maybe even learned something about these watches that you didn't know before, and drop a comment if you did enjoy it.